People have to deal with the harsh destruction of wildfires every day, whether that be physical or psychological. In California this year, in a research study done by CAL FIRE, we had 7,400 fires, making us number one in the most wildfires in the United States. Global warming is a direct cause of these wildfires in California, and that is the reason I'm advocating for change today. Smoke has become part of our daily routine, and firefighters from all over the world are here in California to help. To sum it all up, this speech will cover what global warming is and what it does, how global warming directly links to wildfires in California, how people can prevent these fires, and how global warming can be reduced. To move on, I will begin first speaking on what global warming is, then I'll move into how global warming relates to Californians and what we can do to try and change the cycle of destruction that occurs every year. Global warming needs to be defined in order to understand how to fix it. Now, I will go into what global warming is and how we can fix it. What is global warming? According to a study done by NASA, defining what global warming is, quote, certain gases in the atmosphere block heat from escaping. Long-lived gases that remain semi-permanently in the atmosphere and that do not respond physically or chemically to changes in temperature are, quote, forcing climate change. CO2 and methane are two good examples of greenhouse gases. CO2 is produced every day when we go for a drive. Methane is produced from the burning of animal waste. These greenhouse gases are what cause global warming. They get stuck in the atmosphere, absorbing heat that is supposed to be emitting off the Earth's surface into space, but instead it emits into the gas. This causes an increase in temperature on Earth, creating what we call global warming. Temperatures are rising all over the world due to global warming, but California is not just your average state. We have a huge type-packed population with a need for more resources, including water. This causes global warming to be much more effective and much more impactful in California. From an article by National Geographic explaining impacts of global warming, quote, since then, global average temperatures have ticked up 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit. California's change is close to 3 degrees Fahrenheit. We have a 1.2 difference increase in change of temperature in California than the rest of the globe's average. That is a big number, and that shows the effect that rising temperatures has on California. California is already dry, and now a mixture with increased temperatures makes us much more prone to these wildfires, which means we are in need of much help. Global warming is a contemporary issue, and everyone needs to do their part to advocate for its reduction as it negatively impacts our Earth by increasing temperatures, more specifically negatively impacting California. Global warming is directly linked to the California wildfires. Increased temperatures and people neglecting our beautiful land are the two topics I am moving into now. Global warming is causing a rise in temperature that increases every year. As the Earth's atmosphere continues to gain more and more greenhouse gas fuel, our beautiful California becomes more and more treacherous every summer. As stated in a study by a union of concerned scientists who consistently vouch for the improvement of our Earth, quote, the earlier snowmelt and higher temperatures and resulting drier soils from increased evaporation, in addition to greater water loss from vegetation, have contributed to lengthening the western fire seasons. Higher temperatures are the perfect pathway to leading to wildfires. Drier California is the perfect place for these increased temperatures to mix, creating more wildfires, destroying more of our beautiful land and more of our lives as we know it. Furthermore, we as people, especially Californians, need to learn and respect to take care of our environment. As stated in a study done by NASA explaining what really causes wildfires, quote, globally, someplace on Earth is always on fire, and most of those fires are set by people, either accidentally in windlands or on purpose, for example, to clear land or to burn agricultural fields after the harvest to remove crop residues. Fires are human caused. But although this year we did have fires in California that were caused by lightning, they are generally caused by a mistake someone made. We as humans already increased the temperature through global warming, and now we are also the people setting fires to our beautiful lands. We need to be more careful because before we destroy everything that we have that is beautiful and everything that we own, because these fires are that serious and that dangerous. Global warming is directly linked to California wildfires, showing our everyday actions are causing destruction of property and beautiful land. Global warming needs to be acted upon, not just ignored. Now I'll move how these fires can be prevented and ways to reduce global warming. First of all, global warming needs to be reduced, and it needs to be reduced fast. In the same article by National Geographic I cited above, they also provide solutions to global warming. For example, improvements to energy efficiency and fuel economy. Increases in wind and solar power, biofuels from organic waste, setting a price on carbon, and protecting forests are all potent ways to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide and other gases trapping heat on this planet. These are all natural ways that we can stop producing CO2 and stop producing greenhouse gases. If we are to produce less CO2, we can stop the increase in global warming before it gets too bad. If CO2 keeps building up, we're going to get to such a high increase that it will not be able to return to where it was before. We need to acknowledge and understand that this is a real issue before it's too late. Action is required, and the only good time is now before it's too late. According to the climate change research study by the United Nations, who work towards the betterment and peace of people on planet, quote, citing the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change 2018 special report and its warning that humankind has less than 12 years to avoid potentially irreversible climate destruction. That means we have 10 years to fix what we have done to our climate and to fix global warming and to stop it in its tracks. It will show up faster than we think, and that's why we need to act now. If we act now, we can stop the increase, we can stop producing carbon dioxide, and if we do that, we will be able to keep our Earth at the point where it is now, and that's the best thing that we can do. If everyone does their part to help solve the climate change crisis, we might be able to make it out of the dark ages to come, avoiding fires we are likely to see in the next couple years. In conclusion, global warming is a real issue that needs to be addressed and reduced, especially by those in California, who are affected by global warming impacts in California every year. I explained what global warming is, I gave reasons how it connects California and our wildfires, and I provided potential solutions to this ongoing crisis that needs to be addressed and reduced as much as possible. A call to action is needed so we can reduce the effects of global warming, helping keep our Earth clean and safe. If global warming continues on its increasingly negative path, what fires are to come next?